Now, to many of you all, it's always been a sort of puzzle to understand whether Ramayana was itself a fiction or whether it was a real story. It's quite difficult to prove, that Ramayana occurred because no one did actually give any conclusive evidence. This video is actually based on my book, which I had written about 5 years ago. It became imperative for me to drive this point that there is something beyond what we all hear about and what we know about and what people talk about. For many of you, Rama Setu is just basically the little bit of stretch that is present from the tip of India at Rameshwaram up to Sri Lanka. And that's actually a 30-kilometer stretch. And I think so the whole world together feel that 30-kilometer stretch where you can just find, a little bit line of few corals, and that's what people think is the actual bridge. And of course, it's washed away and not present anymore. And all the theories and all people talking about, I just do not find anybody who could just go beyond the realms of, understanding or trying to find out from our scriptures about the Rama Setu exactly as to where it started, how it goes along the pathway all along the bridge, and where it actually goes and ends. So this video is actually correlating what's there, what's written down in our ancient texts, and what we really observe geographically as far as Rama Setu is concerned. Rama Setu is just not actually that little stretch that runs from Rameshwaram tip to Sri Lanka. There's much more of the bridge behind that, and that should surprise you. That if there is a portion of the bridge that is continuing behind, but up to where? So you'll probably have to keep some patience to understand as to where ultimately the bridge started from.
Well, now I'm going to prove you the geographical locations as per our Purana. Now, the pond right now you are seeing on the screen, that is called Chakratirtham, and whatever is written in the center, that's what appears on the Google Earth map.
Now, this Chakratirtham is at a place called Tirupulani, which you can also find on the map, and
there is the Adi Jagannath Perumal temple just alongside, and you could see those steps coming down.
This Chakratirtham pond is the first Tirtham mentioned in the Puranas. Basically, it serves as the starting point of the bridge, but on one side. Now, this pond, though today it looks quite small, and there is also an adjoining pond, but the length of this pond in earlier times was much larger, and it extended up to Devi Pattanam, which will shortly appear on your screen. And when it was in an extended version right up to Devi Pattanam, that's many, many times longer than what you're seeing in this picture, that time this whole stretch and expanse of water, it was named Dharma Pushkarni. And as I said, it extended right up to Devi Pattanam. Now, further, as we are moving away from this map, as we are going up in the aerial view, keep an eye on where the Chakratirtham was. And there's something much more that I will let you know about Chakratirtham. Now, that was one side of the bridge. Now, please focus on the encircling, and that point is actually named Devi Pattanam, and it exists with the same name today. Even Chakratirtham at Tirupulani is present with the same name today. Now, both these points, that is Chakratirtham and Devi Pattanam, where presently we have the Navagraha temple. Now, we can just take a closer look as to where Chakratirtham is, and circling it once again so that you're able to keep it in your mind map. This Chakratirtham point is also known as Darbashayam. Now, why is it known as Darbashayam? I'll come back to that later. So just keep that point in your mind, and as I am letting you know about the second starting point, and that is here at Devipattanam, when Lord Rama started the construction of the bridge. Of course, first he stayed at the Chakratirtham and he lay on a bed of grass, trying to appropriate to the sea god, that is Lord Varuna, requesting him to give a passage for him and his Sena to cross the sea. Since I do have to prove a little bit scientifically that the distance from Chakratirtham, where the Adi Jagannatha Perumal temple is present, and right up to the tip of Sri Lanka, the Manar, I'm just calculating the distance directly on Google Maps, and just watch out yourself. You will notice as to how close it is to 100, somewhere just around 99.7 or so. So this is not a calculation done by me, this is a calculation done by Google. So that should set things right as far as the length of the bridge is concerned. Now let us move on to calculating the width of the bridge. There is no doubt, if you see the overall picture of the bridge, that there has been corrosion over the years.
Is that the width of the bridge is 10 kilometers, because if you have listened to the earlier part of the video, that the length of the Dharma Pushkarni lake, presently it has reduced down to Chakratirtham, but it is clearly mentioned that the length of the Dharma Pushkarni lake, which stretches from Chakratirtham to Devipattanam, is 10 yojanas, and that's it. It already gives you the distance between Chakratirtham and Devipattanam as 10 yojans. So, without much further ado, it's directly construed that we are on the correct track with the Valmiki Ramayana.
Now, as I pointed out, the last step of Rameshwaram is actually Dhanushakoti. And so now, again, as I said, this is already mentioned. Now we go to the, again, the Sanskrit verse that is mentioned here. And what this translation now tells you, of course, the Sanskrit verse is also there for you to read. The noble soul Raghava, being there at Gandhamadana, the slayer of Ravana, was requested with folded hands by the Dharma conversant Vibhishana. By this Setu of yours, Lord Rama, all superior kings in power may come and harass me. Hence, please break the Setu with the tip of your bow. Hence, being requested by the descendant of Paulastya Vibhishana. The scion of Raghuresh destroyed his bridge with the tip of his bow. That point came to be known as Dhanushakoti Tirtha. So, surprisingly, we are all searching from the bridge from there onwards till Sri Lanka, but the truth is not over. And as I said, the bridge does exist behind Dhanushakoti for nearly 70 kilometers. The bridge's existence, that was always in controversy, has been conclusively proved. It's a blessing that Lord Rama has left behind for us to feel, touch and walk on. The meritorious benefits and the sight of the holy bridges for all to experience. This video realigns your faith in that supreme being who walked the earth once, Sri Rama. So get ready to take a walk to glory.